Alright, there. The Resident Evil drama on Twitter has been very big. Original fans versus newcomers. There's been a divide, again, in the Resident Evil fandom. Claims of being longtime fans while not enjoying the originals. Lack of clarity around characters due to the ignorant statements. Fundamental lack of appreciation for what came before. Commonly, these are all found on X, formerly known as Twitter, only showing one example, but you can go on Twitter right now and find many more cases just like it. This one comes from Prince Vegeta. How do you like your Jill sandwich? It's just a meme. We've got we've got Jill on the top here with the full sandwich. We've got Jill in the remake of 1, where it's very stacked up, looks delicious. And then I think this is Revelations Jill or Code Veronica, one of those. I think it's Code Veronica.
No.
And then there's a you know, delicious breakfast sandwich. You know, it's great. And then the modern Jill, and she's just kind of just a flat sandwich, and not very delicious or tasty. And yeah, I agree. We've had very good iterations of Jill throughout the games so far in Resident Evil up until Resident Evil 3. Now, I'm not going to say she's the worst design in the world for Resident Evil 3 Remake, but it is very, very toned down, I would say, compared to the original Jill that we had. And this person says, imagine thinking the remake is bad. Clown ass behavior. Person would respond, and they would say, okay, the other person responded again. LMAO. Oh, this is yet another person. I guess they didn't respond, or maybe not. Yeah, no, I don't see a response. But anyways, they just ignored them. I would too, to be honest. Hey, future operator here. And the post had some comments on it that were demonstrating my point about the controversy. You can go to the post and look under it. So I'm just going to scroll by some of them. I'm not going to read them. But if you want to pause the screen, that's fine. Alright, I think if you read them, you get the point. It's over a sandwich meme, a Jill sandwich meme, which is hilarious. But it's just so funny to me that people come out of the woodwork just to hate on the originals or tell people that they're wrong for not liking the R RE3R. It's easier to just say Resident Evil 3 Remake, Jill. So she's alright, you know, but the original Jill definitely has way more charisma, way more character, and a lot more personality than Remake Jill. And the fans miss that. We miss that. So, yeah, that's all I had to say about that section. Sorry, you can continue watching the video. But back to what we were talking about. Um, New fans I would say if you're a new fan of the Resident Evil series, if you're playing Requiem, you're having fun, don't go online and try to overstate what you don't know about the series. Like, don't say this is the best version of blah 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 Resident Evil or something like that. Try to stay away from that because there is a very dedicated fan base here, and I know it might come as a shock to you, but people love to gatekeep Resident Evil, and it's been like that forever. So it's not toxic. It can get toxic, but it's not a toxic community by default. We just really love the game. And also fans of the original games. Gatekeep at your own risk, all right? Many times the fans have left due to online discourse that they simply don't want to deal with. I understand the desire to protect the love of the game, the franchise, but at the same time, even I desire to do that sometimes and want to keep people at bay and like, hey, you're kind of ruining it for us, but there's something, there's just something about it when you say something untrue about something someone else loves. They want to go at your throat. But that's not really what the fan base is doing at the moment. We're just correcting people. We're not really being too overly protective. We're just saying, hey, that's not how it is. And a lot of people are taking it as toxic or like we're lying or that we're getting on them too much. But no, if if you think that's getting on you too much, you should have seen the Resident Evil fan base back in, I don't know what, 2005 when Resident Evil 4 came out. Ooh boy, nobody was having a good time except for the people actually playing Resident Evil 4. So I say keep this community strong, even if someone misunderstands. Just keep doing as you've been doing, and then if you're an OG fan, provide proof that that person is not exactly stating the truth or telling the truth. Kind of just leave the evidence there. Don't engage too much further. Don't get mad about it. Don't call them a C word or F word or whatever. Like, I have seen that too, but not really, not recently. I've seen that back in the old days. But recently, it's just been people correcting new fans of like Requiem or something. So, take that as you will. But Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises. I don't want to see it get destroyed. It's already kind of going down the path of watered down. It's the ninth installment, so it's going to happen, Hopefully the 10th installment, they can bring it back a little bit better than Requiem did. I'm not a fan of Requiem, even though it has Leon, which every game I've ever played with Leon usually gets me into it. This one is not that. I did not feel great about this one, and it feels like they just reused Raccoon City assets to make a brand new game instead of making an entire new world map, which is either genius or lazy, depending on how you think about it. I think it's a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit lazy, a little bit smart, but also not. It was not the best experience so far for me. I'm gonna finish Requiem. I know a Resident Evil fan who is an OG didn't finish Requiem. It's time to get on them, but I'm gonna get on that anyway. So whatever anyone says, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna finish the game eventually. But yeah, say things at your own risk, both sides, OG or not, and that's it. Bye.